All right, we have got an update for the Livtoair Cessna CJ3 Plus, and if you notice, we've got little whiskers here. Nice little winglet variant. Little things like that I love. You can see if I can get up in there. See the LEDs in there? Very nice. But a free update with a winglet variant? Sign me up, dude. I'm all about it. I'll go bananas. Looks great, and I will show you a list of the changelog right now. So, this is from the Discord. We've got the winglets, some different bugs that are fixed, but things that stand out to me is the weather radar fixed. 70% of the circuit breakers are now operational. 5 new liveries, and contrail/heat blur effects are now fixed and more accurate. That kind of stuff gets me excited. I like the glare shield, window anti-ice lights are now working. That's fun. And if you've flown this plane, you know that it has the, oh, didn't mean to do that. It has the alcohol option. I don't know if it'll do right now. I'm not fired up. Yeah, you can see it spraying a little alcohol out. A little anti-ice on the windshield. I love that. That's so fun. I remember the first time I did that. I was in, freezing conditions and I needed to do it. And I was like, what are these little probes coming out of the windshield? And now you know. So let's get this thing fired up. We'll get it and we'll shoot a little approach in the new CJ3 Plus. But just look how mean that thing is, dude. This is by far one of my favorite planes in the sim right now. It was gifted to me for $0 by the creator, which is very nice of him. But despite that, I'm hopping in the CJ3 a lot, dude. It's just easy to jump in, fire it up from cold to dark, put your speed bugs in, you're ready to go. Flight plan's super easy, G3000 right here. It's just so convenient. And if you know me, I'm a big convenient fan, which, aren't we all? So I'm going to close everything up. I'm going to get it fired up. I'll bring you along for the takeoff, and I'll bring you along for the approach. So let's get it. All right. We are now entering runway 6 at Hickory Regional Airport in Hickory, North Carolina, aka the exact runway I took my Discovery flight in. Remember it like it was yesterday. But let's go ahead and take off from the CJ. I bumped up the volume a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Give it a little more volume so you can hear the plane in all its glory. So let's go. Rotating at 98. Airspeed's alive. V1, rotate. Tap brakes, gear up. And we're in the air, we're airborne, baby. Ooh, that's so pretty. But I'm basically doing like a pattern here. So, she flies nice. It's one of those planes that's nimble, but it is not just immediate. It's got weight to it. I mean, we're about half full on fuel and that kind of stuff. So it feels like, let me turn yaw damper. It feels like you've got something there that's substantial, like a big, fat, several thousand-pound jet, whereas some other ones just kind of do exactly what you want right when you want it, which is not very realistic. So that being said, I'm going to get set up on this localizer, and we'll hit a visual backed by a ILS, and we'll see how she lands, buddy. All right, here we come. We are circling around after our small little haphazard pattern there. And we're gonna land this sucker. I love these little, I don't know what you call them, little eyebrows, little eyelashes. Big fan of this guy. I really like the winglets. I was the same way when the Phoenix came out with the sharklets. Little things like that I always get jazzed up about. It's like little Easter eggs for us. Plus, it's nice to look out the window and see a nice big fat wall, essentially. But again, I just find myself going for the CJ3 Plus, that is. I cannot fly the 4 in 2024. It has that TLOD issue that I hate, along with every other default plane. But I go for the CJ3 Plus quite often, especially on VATSIM. I'm all about planes that are kind of straddle the line of easy, single pilot friendly planes, and also give you the ability to set your minimums, set your approach, do everything sort of tactile, where you're you still have to plan ahead, still have to use your brain, but like I said, everything on the honeycomb works. If you have something else mapped for, autopilot stuff, it will work. So that kind of stuff is so nice to me. We're gonna go heading here, hop over onto this localizer, so that way I don't have to chase down the glide slope. Bingo. There we go. Let's slow up, we'll throw some flaps in, and we'll get ready to land this bird. But, like I said, longitude is somewhat similar in that way, where it's very single pilot friendly. Obviously this is a simulator, but when you're in VATSIM, you can't pause, you can't active pause, you don't want to pause the game. So you really don't want to get behind the virtual airplane either, which I've certainly been guilty of doing. And it's very stressful. Even though it's an online thing, you still get stressed out. So it's nice to have something that's all right here. Your 3000 suite is nice and right there. You've got backup maps on here. I use a real iPad in real life, so I don't really, do too much with the tablet other than aircraft settings. But, oh, there's a runway. But it's nice to have everything right here, if that makes sense. But we're on glide slope, we're on localizer. I'm gonna go ahead and drop gear. Oh, I got a view somewhere. There we go. Beautiful. I wish I could turn that message off. Like, I get that I don't have a 4090, you don't have to remind me. And the thing with the CJ3 that I didn't know before I got this plane is it has ground flaps. So I remember my first landing, I didn't watch any videos, I was like, I'll figure it out. And I went full flaps, not realizing those are supposed to be essentially spoilers, which this also has with this little switch right here. Those are supposed to be to slow you down because there's no thrust reversers. So I'm sitting on final, like full power, being like, why is it so slow? Which, it's supposed to be. It's meant to slow you down. I thought that was really funny. Let me turn autopilot off. There's the yapping. But your approach speed is around 131 to VREFs like 126, 127, something like that. But there's no Pappy or Vazzy apparently at Hickory, which I know there is in real life, so a Sobo. We're a little below glide slope, that's alright. I want to be nice and slow. It's not the biggest runway in the world. Just hand fly is so fun. Alright, power is back. Flat now. Oh, ground flaps, spoilers. How wonderful was that? beautiful, enhanced sort of ground effect. Love that. Alright. Let's take a look at it fully configured out. Look at that. See, that's what I was trying to do an approach on the first time. Just basically a wall behind your wing, which, you know, quite the angle of attack there. Really attacking the angle, if you ask me. But you got little spoilers here. Bing. But man, this thing's cool, dude. I love this jet. It's so nice. It's like 20-something bucks. I got it for free from the developer. Shot him a message and asked, and he said, sure, I'll send it to you. Man, I'm glad I did. There's very few planes that I could fly every single day, and this is one of them. And I'm not saying that because I got it for free. It's something I just truthfully find myself jumping in every single time. It's nice, good textures, solid performance, works with the honeycomb, nice glass, G3000, wonderful. So, and something about these Citation yokes I absolutely love. I think they're the prettiest Citation yoke there is. Although the Mustangs is pretty cool, but it's a nice, beautiful little jet. So definitely look into it if you don't have it. And if you do, check your wherever you got it for the update. Make sure you get that downloaded because it's a blast. I don't think I'm ever going to fly the normal variant again. I'm always going wingtip. But anyway, thanks for watching. Go get this jet if you're a normal person and you know what's good for you. Bye.